Krypton. You're not a figment of my imagination. Of my imagination. You're not a fairy tale. You're not make-believe. You came from heaven to be the friend that I can always count on. That I can always count on. Hear me shout it out. Jesus is better than any superhero. Jesus is my best friend. Whoa, whoa. Jesus is better than any superhero. Jesus is my best friend. Whoa, whoa. You are the hero, you are the good guy, you are the savior, and I know that you're always gonna be there. Yeah, you're always gonna be there. When I'm in danger, when I'm in trouble, when I'm surrounded, well I know that it's you that I can count on. That I can always count on. Hear me shout it out. Jesus is better than any superhero. Jesus is my best friend. Whoa, whoa. Jesus is better than any superhero. Jesus is my best friend. Whoa, whoa. Stronger than Superman. Faster than the Flash. Bigger than the Hulkman. Jesus, what a friend. Stronger than Superman. Faster than the Flash. Bigger than the Hulkman. Jesus, what a friend. Stronger than Superman. Faster than the Flash. Bigger than the Hulkman. Jesus, what a friend. Stronger than Superman. Faster than the Flash. Bigger than the Hulkman. Jesus, what a friend. Stronger than Superman. Faster than the Flash. Bigger than the Hulkman. Jesus, what a friend. Stronger than Superman. Faster than the Flash. Bigger than the Hulkman. Jesus, what a friend.
It all began with a spark. The spark caught fire in my heart, and I can see it lighting up the dark. And now it's burning brighter than ever. It's down deep in my soul. The fire burning out of control. It's love and I gotta let it show. It's changing my world for the better. So raise one hand high, throw your light in the sky. We're gonna keep it shining forever. Oh, oh. It's brightest when we're shining together. This little light up, I'm gonna let it shine. And in the darkest, I'll be the brightest. No covering up, no shutting it down, no blowing it out. I'm gonna let it shine. I'm gonna let it shine. We're shining brighter than the sun. We're lighting up the world for everyone. And no, we're never quitting, never done. We're only getting brighter and brighter. So raise one hand high, throw your light in the sky. We're gonna keep it shining forever. Oh, oh. It's brightest when we're shining together. This little light up, I'm gonna let it shine. And in the darkest, I'll be the brightest. No covering up, no shutting it down, no blowing it out. I'm gonna let it shine. I'm gonna let it shine.
This little light of mine, maybe it used to be little, but now it's a wildfire. It's growing bigger and bigger and bigger. Can't shut it down, can't blow it out, can't hide it now. It's shining around the world and getting hotter now. So throw your light up, come on, raise it higher. We're gonna start a fire, it's only getting brighter. So burn bright in the night for the world to see. This little light is bringing change and it
So
starts with
raise
me.
one hand high, throw your light in the sky. We're gonna keep it shining forever. Oh,
Hey kids, welcome back to another Audacity Kids Online. Hopefully you guys got to get outside some this week. There's been a lot of rain, but some good days too in the mix where we've been able to get out and do some yard work and stretch. So today we're going to continue our series about Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, learning about the family that led to Jesus. We're going to learn about Jacob and Esau having a reunion, the two brothers that hated each other. We'll see what happens when they get back together, huh? This will be a good one. Enjoy it. Jacob's new name. Jacob took his family and all his possessions, left the land of his uncle Laban, and headed home to Canaan. Going home meant that Jacob would see his brother Esau again. Jacob was afraid that Esau would still be angry with him for stealing his blessing, so Jacob sent messengers to tell Esau that he was coming. When the messengers came back, they told Jacob that Esau was coming to meet Jacob, and he had 400 men with him. Jacob was very afraid. God had promised that his family would be as numerous as the stars, but how could that happen if Esau is going to kill them all? Jacob made a plan. He divided his family into two groups. If Esau attacked one group, maybe the other group could escape. Then Jacob asked God to keep his promise. Jacob prayed, "Please rescue me from my brother Esau." Jacob sent a large gift of animals, goats, sheep, camels, cows, bulls, and donkeys, to try to make Esau happy. Maybe then Esau would forgive him. That night, Jacob moved his family across the stream where they might be safer, but Jacob stayed behind. A man appeared. The man was actually God himself. The man wrestled with Jacob all night. Jacob refused to give up, so the man injured Jacob's hip. "Let me go, the sun is coming up," the man said. But Jacob would not let him go. "I will not let you go unless you bless me," Jacob said. "Your name will no longer be Jacob," said the man. "Your name will be Israel, because you wrestled with God and men, and you have won." The sun came up, and Jacob limped because of his hip. Now Jacob looked and saw Esau and his 400 men coming to meet him. Jacob went to meet Esau. He bowed down 7 times to show respect to his brother. Esau ran to Jacob and hugged him. He was not angry anymore. The two brothers cried together. Esau returned to his home. Jacob and his family traveled on to Shechem, and Jacob bought the land for them to live on. He was finally home in the land God had promised him. Nobody saw that one coming, did they? Not even Jacob, the trickster. He got a whole new name out of wrestling with God. What about that one? So Jacob going into this is trying to figure this situation out. How can he patch things up with his brother? He's sending all these gifts ahead of him, trying to make it all good. God had a better plan, didn't he? So when Jacob stayed behind, God came to him, and they wrestled, and they fought, and Jacob's tenacity, his desire to be a part of God's plan, caused God to go in and give him a new name, Israel. That means someone who struggled with God. His other name, Jacob, just meant trickster, right? And he definitely was one. So he goes into this a trickster, and he comes out of it someone who wrestled with God. And I think he reflects that when he goes to meet his brother Esau and he bows. He knows that, hey, he doesn't need to play the games anymore. He doesn't need to do tricks for things to go his way. He knows he's blessed, and he knows that God keeps his promises. And so that paid off big time. Him and Esau mended their relationship, and that's really awesome. The family's back together. Jacob's back on his way to leading a fantastic life, and him and his 12 kids get to start a new life together. So stay tuned next week when we get to learn a little more about the kids, and we're going to shift gears a little bit out of what we've been talking about with just Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and now we're going into Joseph. See you guys next week.